like the lighting.
Yeah. Okay, it's recording. Just come over just a little bit.
Good morning, Landon. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mr. Shaver?
Doing fantastic.
That's good. Alright guys, I'm here doing a different type of style YouTube video today. I'm here with Mr. Shaver, my broadcasting teacher, my audio and visual production teacher. I've enjoyed this class a lot. Right now, I'm currently doing an assignment in English class where we're supposed to interview someone, and I think it'd just be very good to interview you, Mr. Shaver. So I'm just going to hit you with these questions, and I just want you to answer them honestly, and I just want to hear what you have to say about this, okay?
Okay.
Alright, first question. What was one of the most difficult things that happened in your past, and how has that shaped you today?
Well, I mean, I think many people would answer this the same. I mean, anytime you lose a loved one,
Yeah.
that is going to impact your life. And being the age that I am, I've lost several loved ones and friends, so I think that impacted me and probably impacts everybody. It kind of puts life in perspective. One of my favorite sayings, and you probably have heard me say it because I say it in class, is instead of having a bad day, be thankful because you have the day. So life is short.
Yeah, for sure. How do you think that changes your perspective on life a little bit versus...
Well, you are not guaranteed to wake up every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, this sounds cliche, but you make the most out of every day that you have.
Yeah.
Be kind to each other. Once again, this is cliche, but you treat other people like you like to be treated. And everybody likes to be treated with kindness.
Yeah, I like that. Question number 2. Are you bitter or grateful about the events in your past, and why?
Grateful.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, bitterness will eat at your soul. And one of my personal life goals is to not have any regrets.
Yeah.
Now, we all make mistakes. I make mistakes, but I don't regret those mistakes because making mistakes is part of improving. And you can't go through life with an expectation that you're not going to screw up from time to time.
Yeah, that's really good. Are there any moments that you've had, like, seasons of bitterness potentially? Like, have you had moments of where you made this certain mistake and you felt bitter after a little bit, and then how has that changed from then to now?
Yeah, I mean, I am a firm believer that, you know, you have mind over matter, you are in control of your emotions, and you are able to get yourself into a good space, in a good mood, simply by training yourself to get there. Now, I get mad, just like everybody else gets mad, but the way I deal with it is I take a step back, and I kind of look at the big picture, and I realize that what I am getting mad about is really not that big of a deal in the big picture. And then that just brings me back to, you know, enjoying my life.
Yeah. What would you tell someone that is trying to get out of that state of bitterness or anger at someone, or maybe like self-doubt in themselves because they've made mistakes like that?
Well, first of all, it takes practice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mental health takes practice, just like physical health. You know, you want to work out, you want to keep active to take care of your body. You also have to take care of your mind, and so yeah, you practice. I do like reading books about you know, psychology and sociology and you know, what makes the human brain tick. I find it fascinating, and of course, teaching for as long as I have studied, in this case, the brains of teenagers for almost 4 decades now. So I have a good understanding of what makes teenage brains tick and why everybody is slightly different. But yeah, you have to practice.
Yeah. I like that.
And I would also throw into that mix, what works for some people won't necessarily work for everybody.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of figure out what works for you.
That's good. Next question I have. What choice or decision in your past that was seemingly small at the time ended up making a huge impact on your life long term?
Yeah, I mean, and there's another question down there that I think will relate to this question. I think what's important, or what I've learned, is that even the smallest decisions you make will impact the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which could be what time I leave for work.
Yeah.
I mean, if I leave 5 minutes earlier, that's going to affect the rest of my life in some way.
Yeah.
But specifically, the decision I think that has had the biggest impact on my life was the decision to go to Ball State.
Yeah.
Because I had not intended to go to college.
Yeah.
I was just going to be a truck driver. And I may have told you this story before.
I don't think I heard it.
So I was a swimmer in high school, and I told my parents I don't want to go to college. I want to be a truck driver. And I went to the state swimming meet. I qualified for state my junior year, and then again my senior year. So my high school coach, Larry Zoller from Bedford North Lawrence High School, introduced me to the Ball State coach at that state swimming meet. And the Ball State coach, Bob Thomas is his name, said, you should come and swim at Ball State.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, I'm not going to college.
Yeah.
So then, I talked it over with my parents, and I decided, well, heck, why not be a college athlete if you can? Yeah. And so then I was trying to figure out, okay, well, I'm going to go to Ball State. What am I going to study? And Ball State is known for its teacher college.
Yeah.
And so I had a cadet teaching class in high school, similar to what they have here, where they go over to the middle school and they teach a lesson. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed teaching. And I thought, well, okay, I'll go ahead and get a teaching degree. Yeah. And I liked building things, and so I studied industrial technology at Ball State, and then became a teacher, got my degree, and so there's a lot of little decisions there right towards the end of my high school that had a huge impact on the rest of my life.
Yeah, because thinking about it, like, what if you didn't even qualify for that state meet and meet the Ball State coach? Like, where would you be right now? We probably wouldn't even be doing this interview.
Oh, 100% we would not.
No. Yeah. Talk to me about the process of, like, what everything looked like right at the end. Or talk to me about the feeling of not knowing what you were going to do, coming right out of high school.
It was a little scary.
Yeah.
When you're young, it's hard to look beyond a day or a week. Mm-hmm. So, and that, for high school kids, that's scary.
Yeah.
I think a lot of high school students kind of shut down just because of the prospect of having to think about the future, and it becomes overwhelming. But first of all, you don't have to know what the future holds. Yeah. All you need to do is be prepared for change. Work hard, do your best at whatever you end up doing, and you're going to be successful.
Yeah, I like that a lot. What life lesson would you give to a young person like me, still trying to figure themselves out in life?
Be prepared for change.
Okay, yeah.
especially today,
Mm-hmm.
because technology is changing so quickly. I mean, there are careers that don't exist today that might exist a year from now.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what those
Mhm.
are. You know, back when I was in high school, you had teachers, lawyers, doctors, engineers.
Yeah.
But that was pre-technology, pre-computer. So now there's so many different careers. Advice, 100% you have to prepare yourself while you're in school with the basic fundamentals of learning.
Yeah.
You know, how can you communicate in writing? How can you communicate by speaking? Reading is very important. So just the basic fundamentals of preparing yourself to learn for the future.
Yeah.
And I would also, and I've said this many, many times, a lot of students, and I was guilty of this too,
Yeah.
think that, oh, if I could just get through these 12 years of school, then I'll be done and I don't have to worry about learning anything
Yeah.
anymore. Well, that is far, far from the truth.
Yeah.
So you will be learning for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's true, because you always do talk to us about how you're always learning, especially with the editing apps we have, how you're always learning new stuff
Yeah.
and how everything is just developing over time. What's the biggest life lesson that you have learned, and how did you learn it?
Well, that jumps back to one of your earlier questions. It
Yeah.
might have been the first question. The life lesson, and there's not just one thing that you know said this happened and so boom, this is my lesson.
Yeah.
It's just a combination of things that, you know, the basic principle that I live by is I am responsible for my own happiness.
Yeah.
I feel like we all want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be mad, sad. However, we are all mad and sad from time to time. But don't rely on other people in your life to provide you with happiness.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get let down.
Mm.
Now, you're going to have people that come and go in your life. You know, friends are going to come and go. Relationships are going to come and go. Sometimes they last, sometimes they don't last. But you have to take the attitude that they are not responsible for making you happy. You are responsible for making you happy. Now, on the flip side, and there will be people who disagree with this, but this is my own personal philosophy. We are not responsible for other people's happiness.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a lot of pressure to think that you're responsible for anyone else's happiness.
Yeah, for sure. This is a good question right here. When you reach the end of your life, do you think that you will feel fulfilled by the choices you have made?
100%, yeah. I mean, this is kind of a sad, somber response, but if I went to the doctor today and they said that, you know, you're terminally ill
Yeah.
and you're likely to die in a week,
Yeah.
I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
So I have fulfilled everything that I want in life.
Yeah, some people would be like, you know, I want to live as long as I possibly can. Why would you be fully fulfilled and satisfied if you did get terminally ill and died next week?
Because I'm happy and satisfied and content with everything that I've done in life.
Yeah.
Now, I will continue to be happy and satisfied and content because I'll keep living my life the same way that I have lived it. But once again, this is going to be controversial, but I am not a believer in some aspects of our society where we are trying to prolong people's lives as long as possible through, medicine and, we lose sight, I think, of quality of life in exchange for just trying to get to an age that is like you're trying to set some kind of a record.
Yeah, okay. That's a really good explanation as well.
Well, once again, that's going to be controversial. If people ever see this, they're going to say, I disagree, and that's fine. We don't all have to agree.
I like that.
Life would be boring if we all had the same thoughts and views and visions. So the important thing, I think, is, listen to people's ideas and concepts. You can agree or you can disagree, and then you move on. I think too many people, not only in relationships, but in society as a whole and even worldwide, one of the problems that we have is that we are trying to get everyone else to believe like we believe.
Yeah.
And so that causes wars and conflicts and riots. You develop your beliefs, live your life, and let people live their lives. And so long as you are not negatively impacting other people's lives, I think that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question we have for today. What was one of the best things you ever did in life, or one of the best choices you ever made, and how did this decision shape you? We kind of talked about it earlier a little bit, but elaborate more.
Yeah, right. I mean, for me, at this point in my life, I've been, for those of you who don't know me, I am a high school teacher at Mount Vernon High School, and I got here in 1987, and in 12 days I will be retiring from teaching at the same high school, and it's been a great career. People ask, if I had to do it all over again, would you do it again? I would say absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah. That's
Does it come with challenges? It sure does, but it also comes with great rewards. And for me personally, any teacher really, one of the great benefits of teaching is you get this opportunity, if you can, make a positive impact on young people.
Yeah.
And then they hopefully become better people than maybe they would have been.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think of another question.
I don't even know if that answered that question.
No, I think it was perfect though. I want to be like something like, when you look back on your teaching career, how has that shaped you as a person today? I'm going to say that. Okay, I got one final just follow-up question. When you look back on your teaching career throughout the 40 years that you've been teaching, how has that shaped you into a person that you are today?
I don't know. I think when you are young, starting out as a teacher, you're 22 years old, you're basically a kid. And you think that you have all the answers, and sometimes people come in to a classroom and they say it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose that battle immediately. So, as I have evolved, you have to be in charge, of course. There has to be somebody in the classroom that's in charge, but you're not always right. And, students are bright and have fantastic, amazing ideas like you.
Thank you.
And so a good teacher is somebody who's going to be open to hearing ideas, and in some cases, changing your thought and your ideas about maybe how to do something.
Yeah.
And don't take offense to it. So if a student says, Mr. Shaver, this is a better way to do this, I am the first one to say, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's all I have for today, Mr. Shaver. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
That was a really good interview. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you for watching, and I hope this interview taught you something that you didn't know about Mr. Shaver, but also just life lessons in general. You guys have a good day. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shaver.